I'm Lisa. I've been a Cashflow Capital customer for 4 years now, possibly longer. I started looking at property because it's such a great passive investment. I'm a professional. I work full-time. I work extended hours, so something that's passive but also grows. And Australia loves property. That's a standard assumption. I started looking for property that was that traditional negative geared, so trying to find something that was the sweet spot of a tiny bit of cash flow, trying to make it pay for itself, but just assumed that everything was at some form of negative gearing. My first property fitted that profile. I still actually hold that property, but it's obviously, even now, years later, the least performing in my portfolio. Since I met Cashflow Capital, which was after that first purchase, and I was quite happy with that purchase. It did have some capital growth in the first year. I was sort of looking for something that would truly self-fund itself, but I did think positive cash flow was a myth, and was looking at the numbers, caught up with the team member and the coach I work with, and saw a series of properties that did stack up. The numbers did make sense. Purchased one that settled, it got built, has it's dual income, so both sides have tenants. Actually, I think the tenants are still in there years later. Happy owner, happy tenants, money comes into the bank account. As soon as I'm able, you buy another one and you go again. It's positive cash flow, it pays for itself, and it's easy. I liked Cashflow Capital, one, because of that positive cash flow philosophy. I have looked at other groups, I have done other property programs, but I found when it got to the detail and going through the numbers, I'm an accountant, I like the detail and the numbers of a property. I couldn't make it work. I couldn't find a way to make it positive or even remotely pay for itself. So contrasting properties in that sense, Cashflow Capital made sense. Seeing other people up on stage, a lot of other programs feel complicated. They feel like there's a lot of work or a lot of information I have to do. Personally, I'm not interested in renovations. I don't have the time, I don't have the interest. But purchasing a property, doing a deep dive into the numbers to set it up, it's built. A real estate agent does the detail and their expertise on how something works, and then I sit there with a bank account and collect income. To me, that makes sense. That's simple, it's not time intensive, and it just works. Absolutely, without hesitation. Whether that's an existing property portfolio or someone new to investing in property, certainly for busy professionals who want someone to help them and sort of take some of the legwork out of the process, Cashflow Capital offers that and has flexibility around that, whether it's personal investment, family in group investments, or even self-managed super funds. You're real, you're tangible people that I've met and interacted with. I've been to your seminars as well, and a Cashflow Capital seminar is several days, but it's meeting actual people who've done real property, that opportunity to network, meet with the Cashflow Capital mentors, get a second opinion, and if need be, talk to an accountant, a lawyer, any other professional that you might need. But to me, as a busy professional, I can talk to you by email, I can reach out on a phone call. Sometimes I've reached out urgently, and you guys have come back to me, and Cashflow Capital mentor has come back and said, let's do a phone call in 10 minutes or half an hour, whatever it might be. So that helps me, it helps others. I think my financial future is looking very positive. The bank account's going up, the properties are sitting there and going up over time, regardless of what the market's doing. And it feels positive. It feels, I can laugh about it, even though I've got a mortgage and have technically got debt, because I've got an ability to fund that debt. So it makes the financial future is looking good.